Well, hello, welcome. I am so excited to be here with you today to talk about how to have the biggest impact on your emotional, spiritual, mental well-being. How do you really take the reins back of your life, take this internal power that you have to create and design the life that you are meant to live. And the quickest way to do that is to really tap into the part of you that already knows that you have unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. What does unshakable faith means? Unshakable faith means that you can see the reality of what you want and see the reality that you're currently living in your 3D reality and decide that no, this is where I'm going to put my time and effort. This is I'm going to 100% dive into with my energies, with my thoughts, with my beliefs, with my view, with my visualizations, with my meditations, and really dive into that path. I mean, this path can still exist. You can still choose to be over here too. And when when you or how to start to really build that unshakable faith is by listening and following through to the little intuitive nudges that you're getting from your higher self, that your body is guiding you to. And when you find those little intuitive nudges, when I take yoga, they talk about the intuitive nudges being like, where does your body want to go? Does the body want to do this pose? Does it not want to do this pose? And really honoring that part of you. That's an intuitive nudge. It's an intuitive nudge to go somewheres versus stay home, right? And I think about back to the very first time I really, really trusted my intuitive nudge when I was living in a state of frustration, a state of overwhelmed anger, a state of looking in the mirror and not liking what I saw, not happy with my body, my food choices, didn't feel successful in my life. And I actually met with a coach at the time, not because I wanted to, not because I thought that she could help me, to be honest. But it was because I wanted something different in my life. And I knew if I continue to stay showing up in the same way, doing the same thing, making the same excuses, I wasn't going to get anywhere. And when I had this conversation with this coach, um, I knew in my body and in my heart that I was meant to work with her. She actually became a really dear friend of mine, and she's an incredible coach. And at the time, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was homeschooling three kids, two kids. One was a toddler, an infant, and I was looking to invest a few $1,000s in a short 10-week program. And that was a lot of money to me then. And I didn't know if we had it. I didn't know if I could do it financially. I didn't know how I was going to do it energetically. So nursing my one son and homeschooling my other two sons and keeping a house and all the grocery shopping and doing all the things. I didn't know if I was going to have the energy to or the time to do it or even feel like I could show up and or if we had the finances to do it. These are all circumstances. These are all things outside of me, right? But if I looked at the person that was on that person on the call knew exactly what she wanted, knew she wanted more out of her life, knew that she knew that this was where she was meant to go. And that's the part when you listen to, that's the part when you actually hear and follow through on these little intuitive nudges. It didn't make logical sense. It didn't make any sense logically. In fact, I was working hard to talk myself out of it because I didn't want to take the money from our family. I didn't want to, I didn't know. I was tired at night. The class was at night. How was I going to actually do it? And so, but listening to the part that is calling you forward is exactly how you create unshakable faith. It's exactly staying connected to what feels good, not the circumstances, not the fact that I was tired or depleted or lacked energy or not sure if we had the money or the time that I would have to actually get the most out of the program. And I want to share with you that when you follow through, magnificent things happens for yourself. And so this past June, I held a retreat for 10 women. And these women were committed. They were scared to come. They were making excuses not to get there. But overall, they all decided that they were going to be there and they were going to find a way to make it happen. They were going to figure out the finances. They were going to figure out the travel. They were going to get over their fears of traveling alone, of showing up by themselves, and they were going to make it happen. And so I want to share with you someone that took this idea of following through on her intuitive nudges. And I want you to hear what she has to say about the retreat that we just hosted in June.
We just want to know what are you super excited about for this weekend?
Getting together with all of the ladies that haven't known and been seeing on Zoom for the past 6 months. So that's a really cool thing, as well as I'm looking forward to the releases that I know are going to happen and all of the processing that we're going to go through. It's not my first retreat. So, I mean, I do have expectations of, kind of what's going to happen. But I'm very confident that Brenda's going to lead us through it. So. But yeah, no, so I'm expecting, there's going to be a lot of relief.
And one last question is, what are you hoping to get out of this? I know you said release, but if you could say something specifically, or what are you hoping to get out of this for yourself this weekend?
So I would like to walk away with more of a kind of a realization of what it is that the stories that I've been telling myself that have been holding me back. Because I know that I have the capability to do all of the things that I would love to do. And there's still this layer of whatever that I need to break through. So I'm looking for a major breakthrough. Like I really am. And I totally expect that it's going to happen. So
be there for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it might come from me, or it might come from Charlotte, or it might come from your interaction with somebody else this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, herself. Well, her breakthrough is coming from herself.
Yes. But yeah, interactions and whatnot. So yeah, no, and so that's what my
Hey,
I'm looking for.
awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. You just finished or completed we just experienced the Be Kiss Sisterhood retreat.
Yes.
What is
In spades. In spades.
Can you just share what it was like for you to be here this weekend?
So it was very freeing, and I mean it was all that I expected it to be. So like I said, I've been to retreats before, and so I had a certain expectation of what kind of processes we would be going through. And I mean, we all know that we have layers and we need to get through all of those layers, and I've been working on those layers with you for quite some time. And I really do feel like I am a different person than when I got here. Lots of releases. Lots of putting it out there and not being the reserved person that I am. That I was. I'm not that person anymore. The structure that I find so comforting is, I realize how much that's holding me back, and that getting, adding things to my like fun. That was one thing that came up for me a lot this weekend was I need to have fun. It has been very, very telling for me and eye-opening and freeing. Yeah, like just like I said, not the same person, which is the goal. I achieved the goal.
The birds are giving a message, so that we'll translate it for you. What what's the biggest thing that stands out to you for the weekend?
The last exercise that we did, like because it was a total release. Like,
And if someone who's been doing work or has been on this healing journey or personal development journey, and they heard about this sisterhood retreat,
Yes.
or even the Fear to Freedom program, what would you say to them if they weren't quite a yes or weren't quite ready to move forward?
you need to look at where you are, how long it's taken you to get there, and know that having a coach to guide you is going to put you there faster.
Period.
Exclamation point. If you could sum up though your weekend in one word, what would it be?
Release.
Release, release. Imagine following through in your intuition, what that guides you to do, transforms you into the woman that you were designed to be. You heard Catherine. There was a transformation that happened when she followed through. She played full out. She gave it all she had. And she was able to step into this free, flowing, fun woman that she's always been, that maybe got covered up for some other reasons. There are only a few spots left to come join us on our sisterhood retreat. This is for you if you want to make a change, if you want to create that unshakable faith, that you want to stop making excuses. Stop making excuses of how you can't get there. How is it going to work? How am I going to do it? This is for you if you're ready to take the leap of faith and unbelievably shift your life in a way that just where you leave feeling completely empowered, where you feel, I'll say, at home in your heart, where that you can live more in the faith, more in the belief and the stories and the things that light you up versus what density, what controls you now. Poor relationships, not enough money, scarcity, fear, overwhelm. So drop the word retreat below. This is by invitation only, meaning we get to have a conversation around this. This is an extremely powerful weekend that I believe could really propel you into that spiritual, mental, physical healing that I spoke about at the beginning of this talk. And I just want to make sure that you're ready and that this aligns with your journey where you're at right now. So we can have a quick chat around it. And so drop the word retreat and we'll see if this aligns.